What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. A couple of weeks ago I did a performance review of the Yamaha Bolt after a pretty extensive road trip, and I was getting some pretty good questions on that video, so I wanted to do this one to address those. And probably the most important question that I got was about the death wobble. And what that basically is when your handlebars start to wobble back and forth and you lose control of the bike. And I didn't notice this for a long time. And just to let you know, if you own a Yamaha Bolt, you could probably drive it all the time and never even experience this. The first time I experienced it, I actually took both hands off of the handlebars because I was gonna try to just coast. And it pretty quickly became a Dumb and Dumber situation where I was grabbing back on because I started to lose control. And so then I started looking into it more, and I tried to induce it and make it happen. And what I found was for my bike, between 40 and 45 miles per hour, I can make it happen. Now, if you've got both hands on the handlebars, you're never even gonna notice it. It's never gonna try to wobble or lose control. And I found that even if you have one hand on the handlebar, it keeps control of the bike and you're never gonna feel it. But what I could do was actually just barely hold on to the handlebar, just really lightly, so I wasn't applying any pressure. And between that 40 and 45 miles per hour, I could make it happen. And I found that if you're letting off the throttle and you're deaccelerating through those same miles per hour right there between 40 and 45, that's when you can make it happen even more, so during deacceleration. And I tried to capture that on video, but it's kind of hard to see. I hope you can see it because I don't let it completely lose control. As soon as it starts happening, I grab back hold of it. And if it does happen to you, that's all you have to do. Even with one hand, you don't even have to grab with both hands. But if it starts to wobble, you can just grip onto it and it comes out of it immediately. So it's not really that much of a problem, but when you compare it to other bikes, like I was watching Keanu Reeves' Arch motorcycles, Jay Leno did a review with him, and when he took that bike out, he completely let go and was just going down the interstate, just leaning back, relaxed, and you're not gonna be able to do that on this. It could be pretty dangerous. Another question I had was about the engine vibrations, and somebody was saying, oh, I heard it vibrates a lot. And with a 950 engine, you will have vibrations, but it doesn't become a problem. Like if I'm driving from Atlanta, where my brother lives, to Alabama, where my parents live, almost a 2-hour drive, I never notice any discomfort. But when I was on the road trip and I was doing these big days, like a lot of driving, I would notice that my right hand was almost getting that numb feeling, like it was falling asleep, and it would make me want to do this. But your left hand is never experiencing any discomfort, because if it ever does start to feel uncomfortable, you can just take it off the handlebar and relax it and rest it. But like I said, it's not a problem as far as discomfort goes unless you're doing really long drives. So it's not much of an issue. Now, where you do notice the vibrations more is in your mirrors. So if you're driving at higher RPMs, they start to get pretty rattly, and if you're looking in your mirror, sometimes like the car behind you won't be able to tell the difference between just a white car and a police car, because sometimes it gets so bad that maybe you see two vehicles behind you. That's how much the vibrations affect your mirrors. But I tried to capture that on video too, but it's kind of hard to see. But know that there will be vibrations, you will feel them, and you will see vibrations in your mirror. Another question I was getting was about engine heat, and this is not really a problem. I mean, I drive all the time in shorts, and so if there was gonna be discomfort, I would feel it. But I mean, you do feel heat. When you're actually on the road, you don't feel anything. But if you stop at a red light and you've been driving for a while, the engine does produce some heat, but it's not discomforting. Like, I don't feel myself pulling my legs away from the bike and trying to get away from it. It's not discomforting. Another question somebody had, which was a really good one, I thought, is that he noticed the bike was not symmetrical. Like if you're from up above looking down on the bike, it's not symmetrical. This part, the carburetor and the motor on the other side, they come out in different placements. So he was wondering if when you're sitting on the bike, if it's uncomfortable on your legs because one's gonna be offset from the other. But in your standard positioning on the bike, you never notice this because neither leg is touching either one of those parts. The only time that you would even notice either one of those parts is if you're driving in cold weather or bad weather like rain or something, and I start to clinch the bike during those scenarios. And when you do, your leg, you find that this part of your leg touches here, and this part of your leg touches the engine. So even though they're displaced, where your legs meet those parts is not offset. So it's not weird and non-symmetrical where your legs touch the actual bike. Not by much, a very minute amount, and you never even notice it. Another question, had some people asking about my setup for the bike. And basically what I did for this whole back attachment, the seat and the back rest here, I just got on Amazon, found the part for the Yamaha Bolt that was had good reviews, and so I got that. And it also came with the pegs here. But I do want to let you know, I'll have that linked where I got that, but I do want to let you know that this back seat on this one is not comfortable. So, I mean, it's nice to have it. I don't really cruise around with somebody on the back very often at all, but it's not going to be comfortable. And these, the pegs, we actually had to take these, put them in a vise and bend them out because they came and they were angled like this, and if you ever hit a bump or something, this part would come up and hit this. So what we had to do was actually get a vise and bend this out, and then now it's okay. But just something to keep in mind when you're looking at that. The windshield, I just got a small Spitfire windshield and attached that. But if I was going back, if I was to buy another windshield and do it again, I would get a bigger one. I mean, I had a Spitfire on my old bike, and it would be nice to have one that comes up higher, blocks more wind, blocks more weather. And the saddlebags, this is actually completely custom with my brother. He's really good at welding. He had some metal laying around, and we welded this frame, this metal frame for the boxes, and then just mounted that on with some screws that go straight into the back fender. And then I just got these boxes at Harbor Freight and put those on. So that's all completely custom. I don't know about saddlebags for the bike. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to answer those questions and address those. Really the biggest issue would probably be the death wobble. And even that, like I said, if you drive with both hands on your handlebars, you're never even gonna experience it. It's really in a pretty rare scenario. I never come across it unless I'm trying to induce it. So, but anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. God bless. See you guys in the next video.